Hello everybody. How is it going? My name is Sean Backus, also known as PNW Physique. It's going to be my first YouTube video where I'm going over pretty much my workout history to share with you guys, so you have a little bit of an introduction of me, my workout history, background, pretty much everything like that. I'm going to be going over my history in bodybuilding, weightlifting, powerlifting, as well as my cycle history, my history with anabolic steroids and other performance enhancing drugs. So let's see here. I pretty much got into bodybuilding really seriously when I was 14. I started a strong list 5x5 program after kind of a while of fucking around with some other stuff, and that kind of set me up for my base for lifting. Took to it really well. I got really strong really quick. Put on a pretty good amount of mass, but I was still a skinny little bitch in high school. Let's say I weighed 140 pounds, if that. And when I decided to do my first bulk, my junior year of high school, I did a GOMAD, the gallon of milk a day. Did not look good at all. I looked like shit. I gained about 40 pounds though. I was about 175. Fucking, like I said, fat, acne everywhere, fucking tits, not good. Did look good, but it got me some size that set me up for a nice foundation. So fast forward in the next year, I switched kind of more to a bodybuilding approach, staying a little bit more away from focusing on strength and lower reps, focusing on higher reps and higher volume, which worked really well for me. Put on a pretty good amount of size. When I was 17, when I was natural, I weighed probably about $180. I was benching just shy of 300, squatting around 400, deadlifting around the same. So I was pretty strong. I had a good amount of size on me too. I had a very visible six-pack at that weight, but looked bloated as fuck from not eating the best. Then I discovered a little something called Super DMZ 2.0, where you guys know the pro hormone shit. It's a very strong compound. So Super DMZ 2.0 was Mtrin and Superjol, or actually I think it was So Super DMZ 2.0 was dimethazine and Superjol, which is a super strong combination. I got it online and I ran that for like 4 weeks in high school. In a month, I put on like 20 pounds. Water, of course. Strength just got fucking nuts, and everyone knew, would come up to me and be like, "What are you taking?" It was obvious. At that point, when high school stopped, I was just shy of 200 pounds. Was benching mid threes, squatting mid fours, deadlifting the same. Super strong, big, not crazy aesthetic. Looked good. Then I actually broke my coccyx in a sledding accident when I was high as fuck on some mushrooms, and that set me back for quite a few years. I got all the way down again after that till about 130, and it took me about a year or two to get back to where I was, and this was all natural at this point, and I just kind of worked out on and off sparsely until I was about 25. I decided to seriously get back into it, and I looked into SARMs, which are trash. Let me tell you now. I ran RAD 140 and leg and draw. Yeah, stay the fuck away from SARMs. Real men pin. So I figured that out at 26 when I decided I want to officially bodybuild. I want to do competitions. I want to do shows. I want to go somewhere with it. So I did my first cycle at that point of test. Just a test, just pin test. 300 milligrams of test a week, and about halfway through that cycle I added in 200 milligrams of Primo for some estrogen control. Ran that for only 12 weeks. Worked well. I got a nice little introduction, and I could tell I responded well. Took a break from that. I went in for my second cycle, which I bumped up, 500 test, 300 Primo, and I tried Nandrolone during the cycle. Turned into a fucking psychopath on Nandrolone. So I dropped that pretty quick. I tried to run that at about 250 a week, not happening. So then I continued on what ended up being a 12-week cycle of that test and Primo with some Anavar sprinkled in that time. Pretty good gains. Then it started to get real when I did my first bodybuilding prep contest. And so it started to get real when I first did my bodybuilding prep in January, and that was where I really started to see some results, even though it still wasn't a huge cycle. So I did 300 tests, 300 Masteron, 300 Primo per week. Week 6 trend came in at 70 milligrams. At the same time, Anavar, Winstrol, just fucking throwing in there. Didn't know what I was doing. Saw good results. I didn't like how I looked for the show in the end. I decided to just straight go into a blast heavy eating after that show, which is great. That was my most recent cycle. So I immediately bumped my test all the way up to 1 gram, and I ran 500 milligrams of Primo with that for the first half. Second half, I swapped the Primo out for Masteron. I've never ran Masteron in a bulk. I just wanted to see how it would do. Primo's better. So that cycle ended up being 14 weeks of 1 gram of testosterone, 500 milligrams Primo first half, 500 milligrams Masteron second half, and I added in successfully 8 weeks of Nandrolone at 250 milligrams a week. I find with Nandrolone, if I do subcutaneous daily injections, pretty much every side effect goes away for me. On top of that, I was preemptively using P5P for prolactin control. Upon getting blood work, found out my prolactin wasn't touched. I didn't need it. I was actually kind of crushing my prolactin. So once I dropped that, I actually felt a lot better letting my prolactin just do its thing. No preemptive drugs as far as Nandrolone goes with prolactin or progesterone control. Also ran HCG with that cycle, which I found made a huge difference on my mental state, probably due to DHEA, pregnenolone levels actually being normal, my brain being able to function a little bit better. So I just got done with that cycle, and that was a good cycle. So when I first started cycling, about 1.5 years ago now, I weighed the same as I do now. I look significantly different, but pretty much the same body weight, which is nice. For my show, I got down to 174 at my low for weigh-ins. Right now, I am on just a cruise of 250 milligrams of testosterone a week. I am keeping that there for a health phase for the next 4 weeks because it's been a good amount of time since I've come off cycle between that prep show and this last bulk. So I'm giving myself a nice 6 weeks off in total, which will bring me into this next bulk cycle. So I'm going to be starting at 750 tests a week, 400 milligrams Primo a week, and 10 units of growth hormone daily. This last cycle, I just started running growth hormone. Started with like 2 to 4 IUs, didn't do shit. Went up 6 to 8. I started seeing some results. So you really need to use a bigger dose of growth, honestly, if you want to see results from it. Downside is it's expensive as fuck. So if you're running like high doses of Primo and high doses of growth hormone, it's rent every month, basically. So it's not cheap. But I do think it is extremely effective. It is also a very non-toxic cycle. I'm really focusing on digestion this cycle. I have a pretty fast metabolism, so peak bulk, even though I'm only about 210-ish pounds, I find myself needing over 4,500, 5,000 calories to put on tissue, and I don't accumulate fat on a bulk, probably mainly because I could not eat in the excess enough that would be required to put on the fat. Also, you know, if you're eating clean and you're running growth hormone and you're doing your daily fasted cardio in general, you shouldn't be getting too fat on a bulk, nor should you want to be getting too fat on a bulk. You know, you're a bodybuilder, you want to see your muscle definition, so you can change as things go. If you get so fat that you can't see anything, what are you doing? So that is my plan for my next cycle. So that is my plan for my next cycle. After that cycle, it'll be another little health break, followed by my prep for my show that I want to do in the summer of 2025. So still have a good amount of time. As far as this channel goes, I'm really excited to start this channel to share my journey, information, and passion with you guys. So with this channel, I'm going to be doing a few different types of videos. I'm going to be doing Q&As at least once a week, as long as I get enough questions to do a Q&A. You guys are welcome to ask me anything. I will answer to the best of my ability, or I will find the answer for you somehow. I will also be doing story videos. I have a lot of funny shit that has happened in my life. One of the first stories I'll be talking about was when I came off of the Super DMZ in high school and ended up having an ayahuasca ceremony while coming off the DMZ. It was interesting experience. So I have a lot of funny stories to tell you guys that I'll be sharing with you guys, bodybuilding related, mainly drug related if we're being honest. I'll also be going over, of course, my cycle details, ancillaries I use, blood work, health supplementation, all the typical shit bodybuilders are talking about now. Complete transparency about everything. I'll be doing your typical workout videos every so often with some tips and tricks and just some motivational shit. Full days of eating, especially when I'm getting deep into prep and doing shows, kind of a day in the life type of deal. Bringing you guys with me behind the scenes to see how everything is going. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant here. And any questions, comments, concerns, please comment below. Of course, this is my first video, so here's my stereotypical please subscribe to this channel if you like what you see and you want to see more. I will be posting regularly a few times a week also, given everything falls into place nicely. Right now I'm just using my phone for these videos, so the quality will get better as I see that people are interested, and I add in some more things. I come from an audio engineering background, so I'm sure the audio quality of this phone is going to drive me fucking crazy. So that's something we will get fixed soon, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching.